Alright guys, so in this video I'll be drawing John Wick and I'll just be picking like screenshots of the movie and just I think this was John Wick 3, so I just picked a few shots that I really liked and then you can see them at the right side of the screen where I have my references. So I'm just starting out with the simple shapes, the simple gestures, trying to get all the proportions down, trying to get the pose. I picked frames with like really dynamic poses. So I have one layer just for that simple the gestures, and then above that I have another layer for more detailed sketches where I start to build out the forms and get all the proportions down and everything. I'm just gradually adding in the details. You can see in the reference image, it's not really clear. It's a really dark scene, so I'm not really seeing the details. But we're artists, so you don't need so much information to be able to build up from there. I can't even see details on his suit. All I can see is the silhouettes of his gun and his hand. But with basic knowledge on anatomy, you can just fill those parts in. So you can just use your brain to figure out how to build all those forms. So just gradually adding in the details. You can see this scene as well. It's really blurry, but you can make do with it. This is why you need to really study anatomy. You really need to study how to build forms. You need to study anatomy and proportions. You also need to study drapery. Look at how his clothes are reacting to his movements. You need to study. You need to read books so you know where to put all the compression bands. You understand how the cloth is flowing. You understand how gravity affects fabric. Drapes over the figure. So when you have all this knowledge, you don't really need much from a reference to be able to build out the forms you're drawing. And when that's done, now I'm on my line art layer. So I'm using my normal textured pen for his skin, for his hair. And then I remember watching Mohammed Abadi and I noticed he was using this pen with double lines. So I was I thought that felt really cool. So I just went into Clip Studio Paints and I tried to create a double line brush. I think his brush actually has some tapering, right? It's not really even like mine, but anyway. And this is where knowledge of your drawing software really comes in handy, because you can just see something that an artist is doing and see a kind of brush stroke that an artist is doing, and with knowledge of how to create brushes and edit brushes, you can just create similar brushes or even add your own creativity or twist to them. But anyway, I like using this double line brush for things like fabric, things that have a bit of texture. Then I use my normal textured pen for skin tones, for hair and some other things. But I can see his suit has all those double lines. And then I went back in and turned on the sketch layer because I really love the messiness of having some of the sketch lines showing. And then I just used the lasso fill tool to select all the characters, and then I clipped them to a folder. And in that folder, that will be where I'll be doing all my grayscale work. So I just filled it in with a simple gray, and then I'm cutting out the areas where light is going to hit. So I'm just thinking about the direction of the lights. And right now I'm not even using you can see on the right side, bottom right side, I've already imported, I think those are pages from the Loomis book, just to help me with the planes of the head, just to help me with rendering out the forms on the head. And yeah. And now I filled on the grayscale layer. I added inside the grayscale folder, I added a multiply layer with some teal blue because I want the light source to be a hot orange. So when you have a hot orange, you can contrast it. You can add more contrast by using a teal blue shadow. So the shadow side is teal blue because I'm thinking of having this evening vibe where the sun is orange, this hot orange, and then the shadows are cool blues. So now I'm on the flats layer, and I'm just adding some colorations to his face. Now for the flats for his suit, I'm just using a textured brush, so painting on the flat layer, so it's not just flat colors. There's some texture to it. You can see those nice textures on the flats. I think it looks really nice. And then I'm just using a flat square brush to add in a bit of more shadows, like ambient occlusions, just adding some darker areas. That's on a multiplier layer. And then I created an overlay layer just to establish that hotness from the sun. And then I think I clipped the overlay layer to just the light side, so it's not in the shadow side as well, so it's not affecting the shadow side. And then I created a glue dodge layer, and I'm just painting in some orange lights on the light side. And then another hard light layer for some of the other light sources, like his gun there, the lights coming from his gun. And then I don't know what this is called, but you can see that red stuff I'm adding. It's like, I've noticed it myself when I was recording a video. It's like when a strong light is hitting a subject, like the edge, just before it goes into the shadow side, just the edge there will have a bit of saturation. So it could be reddish or like this hot orange color. And then I'm just adding some texts and editing it, and I'm adding some atmospheric perspective, so it looks like the text is receding into space. And I'm adding some text effect as well. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it to your friends, and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.